What's up with that? Come get your jit shit.
Man, we created a come get your jit shirt because Mario said, hey, listen, the question was, listen, they asked him, hey, listen, if you about Twitter, about parents going to Twitter, and he was like, hey, listen, I was raised different. In a nutshell, if you don't like how we do stuff, come pick up your son. It was about parents and Twitter, and every time somebody went to Twitter, they had to come get their jit. So, being the diabolical genius I am, I said, hey, listen, let's go and create a shirt. Come get your jit. Had a couple, put it out there, shout out the DVD design, had a couple of edits put out there I didn't like first, but we came up with one. And we dropped it in the football community, and they was the first ones to get access to it. Come get your jit sweatshirt. The color is right now. We'll come out with other colors soon. But I thought it was brilliant. Some people think it's negative, or it just reminds them of 5 wins. I don't know. But today, if somebody say something on Twitter today, Mario would say the same thing. Come pick up your son. We ain't doing that. He just said it in the press conference. We ain't doing that. We don't want no Twitter monsters, whatever you call them. So listen, if you're going to be acting like that, come get your jit. We thought it was funny. It reminded me of youth football when coaches be like, hey, man, listen, we ain't doing all that. Come pick up your son. That's what it reminded me of. Man, y'all let me know in the comment section below, man. Like, a come get your jit t-shirt. Would you wear a come get your jit t-shirt? Or does it remind you of 5 wins and when we were doing bad? Let me know in the comment section.
Oh, you a Hurricane fan?
I am a Hurricane fan through and through. I cried when Vinny Testaverde threw 80 interceptions versus Penn State. I'm a diehard Hurricane fan. I have a platform that I created called Footballville, and it was covering kids that happened to go out across the country, everywhere. So in order for me to support them, I had to support what they were doing. But I realized I had to cater to the Hurricane fans, or I had to do something for us, the Hurricane fan, because so much of that was in me, or it would look like the platform was biased in a way. So we created Caneville. Huge Hurricane fan. But when it comes to the media thing, in order to support the kids, I can't be like, oh man, kids, bless the kids. I can't be like, bless the kids, and then they decide to go to Nebraska, and I'm like, oh man, that's it. My only way to support them was to have a platform that was wide ranging, wide thinking.
How much time did you spend in North Carolina?
I was in North Carolina from 96, maybe 10 years. I was in North Carolina. I live around the corner from Laney High School. If you know who went to Laney High School, put it in the comment section before. But I was in there for like 10 years. Wow, why you ask about North Carolina?
Might need to look into this.
Huh?
I don't know, man. You might be a local target.
Listen, North Carolina. One thing about North Carolina is this. The city of Raleigh, North Carolina has North Carolina, Wake Forest, NC State, all of these little colleges in the same little area. Then you got black colleges, North Carolina Central. It's another one with Lords of the Underground shot their video at. I forget the name of the school. But I never was a North Carolina fan. Never North Carolina fan. The military took me to North Carolina, and I eventually came back to Miami. Huge Miami fan. I don't know. People who think I'm not a Miami fan is because they are only in Miami gear all the time because they're a fan of Miami. Well, I'm a fan of Miami, but also I created a platform that support kids, man. And kids don't only commit to Miami, they commit to other programs. That's the confusing part for a lot of people. Get your emotions out the way, dog. You got the business side of it, and then we got the fan side of it. You know what I'm saying? My fan side of it is only a Hurricane fan.
All right, man.
I wouldn't be able to hang around X if I wasn't a damn Hurricane. What's good, man? What's going on, man? What's going on? 786-459-4999. Y'all want to get down with the IOD Squizard 786-459-499. I don't know where my dunk's at. I'm going to bring X in here, and I got Kim I'm going to bring in here. And then I'm going to go find my glasses. Straight up. Mixed feelings today. You know what I'm saying? Mixed feelings today. Ed Reed headed to Bethune Cookman College. I know Ed Reed wanted to be an OCDC. He Reed ain't want to really walk them steps, so he wanted to be somebody head coach. We're gonna get in here. We're gonna talk about that. Talk about a few other things. If you want to get down with IOD, the link is pinned at the top. If you need your credit fix, Freedom Life Credit, or fix your credit, there it is right there. Give them a text. That's going to be, let me put that up on the screen. Throw that up there. If you wonder why you can't comment, it's because you're not a villain. Once we get to 70% likes, we'll open up the comment section for everybody. Until then, you got to watch because the villain's in here first. And the villains knew Ed Reed was moving first, too. I bet you. I bet you the villains knew. I bet you the villains knew first that Ed Reed was moving. I'm willing to put a wager. I'm willing to put a wager on that. I'm willing to put a wager on that the villains knew first. Kim, what's going on, brother?
Streeter, how you doing?
What's up, man? X, what's up, bro?
What's up?
You're a little low, X. Come in a little higher.
What's up? You get me?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Looks like Coach Marburn just offered out another offer to the offensive lineman, man, for 24.
Coach who?
Coach Marburn.
Just did.
6'5", 285. Named Isaiah Garcia from Utah.
Coach Mirabal?
Yeah.
I'm like, who the heck is X talking about, Kim?
My bad, Mirabal.
Coach Mashburn.
I thought he was talking about the Marlboro man. I was like, wow.
My bad, Mirabal.
I haven't seen him in years.
Coach Mirabal. I see this guy in the comment section talking about Jeffrey Mumble. He been talking to me all day long about this guy, 6'6", 315. You know, he talking about went to Auburn.
Oh yeah, the D tackle.
D tackle. Yeah.
So we remember we was after him. It was us and Auburn who made his final two last year. Then he ended up picking Auburn.
That's what he said.
Like number one D tackle. He was the number one D tackle coming out of JUCO, and he ended up picking Auburn. And they say he hit the portal today or sometimes something like that. So you could be in play. Because Mario and them was recruiting him while he was at Oregon. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Hey, guys, I got to do an interview real quick. I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm going to be right here.
How do you feel about Josiah Trader? I feel great about Josiah Trader, man.
They asked the same thing last night. Rich, what's going on, Rich?
I feel great
Yo,
about Josiah
what's
Trader,
up?
man. I feel good about Jeremiah Smith too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I keep telling people, yeah, he committed. That don't mean, look, it's finna be a bunch of decommits by summertime and by November next year. These people committing to these schools early is nothing. Pay no mind to it.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith committed to Ohio State already, right?
Yeah, he committed already, man, but that's not gonna be the last one.
You said it ain't gonna be the last one?
I mean, yeah, the last time he commits, you know, it's for fair game for him. Ohio State obviously is the school of choice for him right now, but you know, I still feel great about the to get him and Josiah.
Do you?
Yep.
What you going off of?
I mean, just conversation you have with them, conversation you have with family members, conversation with people who close to them. One thing they always did say, at least those two did say they did want to play in college together.
Who? Josiah?
Yeah, Jeremiah and
Josiah?
JoJo.
I don't think they care no. Yeah, I don't think they care no more. I talked to Jeremiah the other day.
Well, it's not so much as they care, you know what I'm saying? But it's so much as a pact that they made. It's just like, remember when they was at Pace. One left went to Central, the other left went to Sherman High. And then they still had a pact that said, hey man, we supposed to be playing together in high school. Guess what? Hey, I'm gonna come out here to Sherman High with you.
Shout out to Brandon Took, just became a member. I thought this was funny. So Ed Reed has the Bethune, and then somebody says, take Gaddis with you. Boys ain't right, dog. These boys ain't right, dog. These boys is not right, dog. So what's going on, man?
Now, real quick to add on to what X was talking about with JoJo and Jeremiah, I think that sometimes guys make pact with each other, and when they get to a certain level, they realize that it's a whole lot involved, than sticking with your brothers. So sometimes it's like playing time, and you know what I'm saying? It might be great for a wide receiver to go here, but not a running back, not a quarterback. So it's other things to take into consideration. So I think if they can line up the stars the way they want to, they'll still go to the all to the same school. It's just it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard to do, but with those two caliber players, I think you could pretty much say it can be done. Now, we hear the things that we hear the package deal things with some players and stuff like that. That right there should be the red flag. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, well, we'll take you, but we want this guy too. You know what I'm saying? That's a red flag. Instead of saying, hey, we both want to come to the school, but we want both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's different from the package deal thing, which was happening to a lot of players before. Like, one of the best quarterbacks in Miami in Dade County history, lights out, was committed to FIU. Auburn comes in play, wants to take him, but they want to take some other players from Central too. Saturday, one player signs with UM, the other player signs with Louisville. He don't get the letter of intent. So now he has to go back to where he originally was. You know what I'm saying? And that's the package deal where that's the red flag. You should say, nah, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? If y'all only want me because y'all want those guys, then I don't really want to be here.
So listen, man. We started putting in the member section, man, a couple of hours ago that Ed Reed may be moving. We didn't have a destination for him at the time. Then it comes out Ed Reed.
I was saying Bethune Cookman, but I was like, man, I hope he has a better job, because I've heard things about that school where they just don't
The funding,
about the football team at all. So I was like, man, I don't want him to be in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? Because if it don't work, it's a bad stain. So
right?
That's why I was like, man, I can't believe it's Bethune. But
I mean, first time head coach, first time coach on the field, period, right?
Well, no, remember, okay, so in the NFL, he was coaching in the NFL with Rex Ryan at Buffalo for a year and a half before Rex Ryan got fired.
For a year and a half?
Yeah,
okay.
He was.
Well, I take that. Well, I take that with the legend.
He was the assistant DB coach. Remember, we been knew, like, everybody kept saying, well, why Ed Reed don't become a coach for you? I mean, we been knew, like, he said he wants to be a head coach. So that was the hold up. Like, everybody kept saying, well, why he don't be a position coach? Ed Reed never wanted to be a position coach. He wanted to be a head coach. And he got the opportunity.
At Bethune. Right. So every to Bethune, and I want to know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. Like, how y'all feeling about this? Y'all feeling like because and I'll talk on it after everybody. You know what I'm saying? But how y'all feeling about this? Are y'all feeling that, man? This is Ed Reed, man. Somehow we got to figure out a way to keep him in the fold, get value out of him. Or y'all feeling like, hey, man, he good, let him go do his thing. Finna be another prime situation.
Yeah, but it might be even worse than prime if because Dion personality not like primes. So unless
Wait
Ed
up.
Reed has,
Wait
go
up. What
ahead.
you just said? Dion personality not like prime.
I'm sorry. Ed
What are you
Reed
talking about? Oh,
Ed
okay.
Reed personality is not like prime. So
Right.
unless Ed Reed sat down with prime and know the playbook and knows how to execute and move in that situation, it's gonna be tough.
Right. I mean, so I know for a fact he wanted to coach, but he probably wanted to be something like the DC or the co-DC, or something like that. Ed ain't want to be no. He ain't want to go through the coaching ranks and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like these legends, some of these legends, I think can be good coaches. Some of them have the passion to do it. And they probably shouldn't have to go through the coaching ranks. Some of them.
Well, look, the coach just hired Jeff Saturday out of the blue. I mean, why Ed Reed can't
What's
become a
his
head coach?
what's Jeff Saturday his history?
I don't even know. I think Jeff Saturday like a announcer or something was something like that, a sports analyst or something.
Is that the center? Is that Peyton Manning center?
Yeah, Jeff
Yeah.
Saturday center. He was a sports analyst. He was a sports analyst on TV, and all of a sudden he becomes a head coach. We've seen this happen a couple times. Like why is it such a surprise that Ed Reed got the opportunity?
I don't think it's a surprise.
Yeah, it's
I
not a
think,
surprise.
yeah, I don't think it's a surprise. I'm saying like he was there, and I couldn't tell if he wanted to coach or didn't want to coach. I couldn't tell. I know he laid back with many of them. He probably didn't want to have no parts with that. But obviously, he do want to coach if he'll go as far as taking over Bethune.
Yeah, he been said he wanted to be a head coach. When he left from the NFL, he said he wants to be a head coach. It was opportunities because other schools did come calling for Ed Reed to be a position coach, and he was like, nah. That's why he took the job at Miami to say, I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna be a full-time coach, but I'm here.
Is this going to be? Could this be a Deion Sanders situation? Could Ed Reed get?
I don't think it's a Deion Sanders situation. I think Ed Reed passion for coaching is a lot more than Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders he had everything around him, the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Ed Reed don't need the limelight. Ed Reed is going to be, let me teach you the exact thing to do on the field, the right way, and let's go out there and produce.
He gonna need it.
What I'm saying is that what Deion did. Let's not act like what Deion did with Child's Play or some shit. What Deion did is probably what Ed Reed needs to do. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is can Ed Reed get Bethune going? Right? Can Ed Reed get Bethune going right here in the state of Florida? Take a few players from Miami, take a few players from that Florida State, steal a few recruits. Could Ed Reed make that happen in Bethune?
No, I don't think he has that same impact though. As far as,
I think he does.
I think Ed Reed would be a better coach. It's ex-O's guy. I'm just saying, when you're talking about the impact that Deion had, it's hard. Deion impact is almost up there with the top coaches in college football, period. And that's with him being at Jackson State.
I see what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. I think the fanfare that Deion has is just enormous, right? But I do agree with you because I believe that Reed was more of a cerebral assassin when it comes to the game in general. So if you go and be coached by Ed Reed, you're gonna be learning some real shit. You really gonna be learning how to play the game, and that's where they differ. So if you're a kid who's a borderline 2-star, 3-star kid, and you go to Bethune Cookman instead of going to a 1AA school or something like that, and you play specifically in the defensive backfield or on defense, I believe that he's going to tell you the real. Even if you're talking about pathway to the league, I think he could really help you there. So it's guys who see the field a different type of way, and just like we're seeing with Cam Kitchens right now at Miami, Ed Reed was one of those guys who saw the field differently. And if you could take that mindset and put it into defensive players, I think it's just way different. I don't think Dion brings that to the game.
Yeah, I think,
Texas,
and
Texas A&M Texas A&M just offer Isaac Tesla. That boy getting all off. He just got Colorado and Texas A&M.
Yeah. I think with Ed, it'll be now it could be the same situation where he's using it as a stepping point for his career. Because he could go there and be successful and get another job immediately. You know what I'm saying?
That's my question.
Which can be at the college level, or it could be in the NFL level.
Y'all think Ed Reed really want to get in the recruiting trenches?
I don't think he has to.
I mean, I don't think he going. What did Dion say? I'm Dion. I ain't too hard to find. You know what I'm saying? I'm prime time. Like, that's his calling card right there. Here's go in there and say, I'm Ed Reed. I'm the best safety that ever played in the NFL.
Here's the thing. I don't know if Dion. It's like Dion shows his face a lot, right? But when I would contact Dion would always have me contact his position coaches. I think the position coaches do a lot of the work. I think Dion shows his face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ed Reed would have to figure out the same thing. But see, the reason I'm asking about a Dion thing, because what Dion did at Jackson State is what Ed Reed would have to do at Bethune to make some noise. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not about a coaching thing. It's about, can you get a program popping? That's what it's about.
My question is, and along that same line, is who's going to be the coaches that's going to surround him? Like, is he going to bring some former Canes that want to coach? Is he going to bring some dudes that are in the South Florida high school, Hall of Fame, if you will, to come up and coach? I think that's really going to play a part. Or is he going to bring some former NFL coaches to come down there and coach? So that's going to be real interesting to see in terms of how much buzz he could really bring to Bethune-Cookman.
I think first one of the calls Ed gonna probably make is to Philip Buchanan, to come be the cornerback coach. I'm just another smart coaching hire will be the call Central coach, Coach Jude. Hey, Coach Jude, I need you.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I need you to come coach linebackers. Stuff like that could get him in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. As far as receiver, offense, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like Rich say, he can hire a former NFL coach or a coach that's in the NFL who just ain't in it for the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So who knows, man? It's going to get very interesting over the next couple of months. Just watching what he could do over there. But we'll see.
Now they saying
what?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
The reason said, but Jackson State had a 60,000 capacity stadium. University got that money. Bethune Stadium is 15,000 city-owned stadium. Revenue opportunity sucks.
You can, and that's something you could lobby for. You could lobby to put up another 10,000 seats or so. Just like if I don't know if y'all ever been to UCF's bounce house. Have y'all ever been to UCF Stadium? The reason they call it a bounce house is because UCF wasn't winning a whole bunch of games, so it wasn't really that big. It was probably like a 20,000 capacity stadium. But what they did was they brought in those, those rollaway bleachers or whatever. They bought in like 20 or 30,000 capacity rollaway bleachers, and that's why they call it a bounce house, because it's like all metal, and you could bounce up and down, and like it's literally like you're on a trampoline. I mean, you could do the same thing until you figure out if you're bringing enough revenue in to have a permanent structure.
I mean, again, like I said, he could get guys who aren't really hurting for cash. Is he could get his homeboy Phillip. He could get Coach Jude. Coach Jude will come. That'll be a definitely upgrade from his pay at college. Right. He could get other former high school coaches. Like I seen somebody post Devin Bush, Patrick Surtain. I was like, whoa, kind of make a little bit of sense. You know what I'm saying? Start getting guys who you play with to say, hey man, let's go to this HBCU and create change. You know what I'm saying? Now,
you say Devin Bush and Patrick Surtain?
I just seen somebody post those names. Like I was like, oh,
Sapp.
Hold on, that could be kind of.
Patrick Surtain, they're the Dolphins.
Sapp is not going. Sapp not coaching in college football.
How about Coach Hayes?
Just got off the phone with Sapp.
I don't know about Coach Hayes, man, but
Sapp want to know. Sapp want to know who the. Sapp said when you get hired at a school, they ask you who you bringing. So they ask you who you bringing with you. He said, right off the bat. So
well, not Bethune Cookman. They don't have that authority to ask anything, man. They got to take what they can take. It don't have to be. I was just throwing out the names. Yeah, Surtain is with the Dolphins. I was just throwing out names when I seen a guy post the names, and I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense for you to hire guys who you played football with.
Somebody said Cooney.
Who knows? I mean,
Reed might get Edgerton. I don't know. I mean, all I'm saying is you need to take Footballville with them, and we could do what Deion did, because people don't understand, bro. People don't understand that what Deion did had everything to do with the cameras and him showing you his process more than anything.
That's true.
More than anything. Ed Reed is just about as cool as anybody else. Bethune ain't got the budget for Footballville, though. I actually remember a lot of those boys. Shout out to Lewis with the 499. I remember a lot of those boys that didn't get their degrees. And remember a lot of those boys didn't. He's talking to you, X.
I'm about to say, I think a lot of those when they got their degrees like that, Bush, he's been coaching it. He coached at Michigan. He definitely got to have his degree. Phillip, I'm sure Phillip went back and got his degree from UM. Coach Jube, he's the head coach at Central. You can't be a head coach in high school in Miami without a degree. So,
you can't be a head coach in high school without a head coach.
County. Yeah, head coach in Dade County. Yeah, head coach in Dade County. You got to have a degree. So.
Mehdi, what's going on, bro?
Yo, y'all hear me?
DJ Mehdi in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so soon as the news came out, they been hitting me up asking me questions. They say, "Hey man, you think this gonna hurt us with recruiting?" And I just put laugh out loud, like, really? This is what y'all asked? The first question y'all asked? Y'all won't ask anything else. This is what y'all asked?
I mean, not unless. I think having Ed Reed helped. I don't know if it'll hurt in recruiting. It was something that we could use, but I'm not sure Ed Reed and Mario was on the same page, bro.
It don't hurt, because the simple fact of end of the day, we know who Mario is when he's recruited. We know he's a closer. You know what I'm saying? If Mario goes out and personally wants to recruit a kid, Mario go get that kid 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much with the staff we have, even the off-field staff, those guys are doing an excellent job at recruiting. So it definitely don't hurt. You know, it always
Now,
helps to have them, but it's
All
now
not
right,
like
before
that.
so
before we
listen.
continue,
What's up?
it's a lot of haterade going on right now because it's 244 people watching and only 94 likes. We should have like at least 180 likes. So hit the like button when y'all coming in the building. Hit the like button, hit the like button.
So listen. When Ed Reed, okay, so listen, when you found out Ed Reed was headed to Bethune, right? I'm gonna go down the line one by one. Because it's Bethune. I mean, so it had to be some thought put into that. Did you think like man, like Mario couldn't do nothing to keep him here? Or did you think that, oh man, he's going to get his coaching career started? Like, what was your first thought process, Kim?
Oh, first of all, hey guys, glad to be back. Well, here's what I was told about Ed Reed a couple of years ago, that he was very frustrated under Manny Diaz, that he didn't really like his role. And look, Ed wants to be a coach, obviously, and I give him credit because that is not an easy job. And he doesn't come with the personality or the brand of Dion. He's every bit the player, but he's not necessarily that personality. This is going to be very interesting to see how much support he gets and how much the institution themselves is going to help fortify his administration as a coach. I think that's going to be key. Ed Reed, we know he knows football. I'm assuming he knows how to coach young men. But in college football today, at every level, if you do not have the support of the administration and the boosters, and it's going to really be a grassroots community effort, this is going to be a tough thing for him to do by himself, because Bethune Cookman has some history, but I would still label that a relatively tough job, especially for a guy taking his first head coaching gig.
Manny, what you thought?
I thought we always hear a lot of guys like Romberg and other alumni, say that they want an opportunity to coach, especially guys like Warren Sapp. And maybe this is where that trial and error happens. Doesn't have a lot of high hopes, so he can possibly make it work. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But it's definitely something to watch and see what comes from it, because while there's not a lot of room for him to fail per se, there's also not a lot of room for him to grow. But like I said, I think there's an opportunity that I think he's been in the building often about, with guys like Highsmith, about, hey, is there an opportunity for me to, possibly get on the field? And then there's always been things in his way, right? I think now he has opportunity, to possibly bring in a Warren Sapp as a D-line coach. Because, I hate to say it, but, guys like Dion kind of help set that blueprint. Dion and Ed are two completely different personalities, but there's an opportunity for it to be possibly a big deal for a lot of Kansas alumni who want to get into coaching.
So, Rich, I'm gonna ask you: Did you when you heard Ed Reed was going to Bethune, did you say to yourself, why didn't Mario do something to keep him, or did you say, oh man, he probably need to go start at Bethune?
I said he probably need to go start at Bethune because just to piggyback on what Mehdi said, it's a lot of guys who are alumni who want to coach who just didn't cut their teeth in coaching yet. And I believe that they could really do something real spectacular and start their own coaching tree, right? You go follow Ed Reed over there. Ed Reed, is the torchbearer, essentially. But you could really have former Canes running this whole damn state, because one day it's going to be openings at FAMU. It's going to be openings at FAU, FIU, so on and so forth. And if you go somewhere where you can go win, having former ballers coming at, knocking at a kid door who's a 3-star, it's a no-brainer. And I don't have to go all the way to Colorado to get that experience. I could stay right here in the Sunshine State on the beach and go do my thing. I mean, come on now. I think at Miami, yes, he's a big figurehead. Yes, he's a pawn when it comes to recruiting. But I just don't think that for Ed Reed, um, especially a guy who's amassed millions of dollars, does not have to coach for his daily bread. I think it's real hard to start taking instruction from somebody who has to do this because you know what I'm saying. It's their daily bread. When you're like, what you pay me is like what I pay my taxes with. You feel me? I think him being able to steer his own ship is a little bit better, as opposed to just being that pawn that meets recruits, goes to their house. Hey, I'm Ed Reed. I got a gold jacket. Now you can actually put in your own blueprint, start your own coaching tree, and start another legacy off the field. I think it's different.
X, what you thought? You thought Mario should have made room for him, or you was just saying to yourself, nah, it couldn't really happen that way.
You know, at first, I wanted him to become, the defensive back coach. I would have wanted him to become the defensive back coach, probably work his way into going to be the defensive coordinator. But we already heard the story that Ed Reed wants to be a head coach. And that's just what it is. Like, just say for instance, if you,
I think he would have took co-DC. I think he would have took DC, co-DC.
I
think he would have took that.
Go DC, but just think, you know what I'm saying, if you would have did a bonehead decision with saying, well, we're just going to hire Ed Reed as the head coach, all the fans would have been happy, but we would have got a first-time head coach again, you know what I'm saying? So let him go be a head coach.
Right.
And who knows what the future holds, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what the future holds? We obviously hoping that Mario does a great job, but Ed Reed can become a good coach working at Bethune Cookman. Might be there for 2 years, go get him another head coaching job at another smaller school. Do a good job there. And, hey, Ed Reed is on the market. He's available. You don't have an opening. Who knows? So I'm happy. Like, yeah, let him go be the head coach and get the experience and opportunity that he needs.
I mean, here's my thing. I mean, in the comments say I don't see Mario hiring anybody just because they played in the NFL. He seemed like he respect the coaches that got it out the mud too much to let somebody jump the line like that. Here's my thing with that. Banda was a co-DC, wasn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's my problem, 305 Tucci. Banda was a co-DC. And we telling me that Ed Reed, the Hall of Famer, right, can't pull off what Banda was pulling off. See, when we talk about coaches, we talk about them like they doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Than what the Hall of Famer did. Ed Reed, we heard, was a coach on the field, one of the smartest players to ever play. Do the coaches go to some, hey, how to coach athlete class or some shit? Do they get a degree in? No, it's football. I think the coaches don't want guys like Ed Reed to jump, you know what I'm saying, to jump like that, because now then what is that saying to what happens to them? That makes sense.
Yeah.
If we let the Hall of Famers turn into coaches, just like the media people, if we let all the football players turn into media people, then what's gonna happen to the people in college coming up to do media?
Right.
Hey, Street, you want to hear an example? Remember when Larry Bird became the head coach of Indiana Pacers?
Yeah.
He was immediately successful. And everybody was like, oh, hold on. So he didn't have to become an assistant coach first. He didn't have to go through the country. No, because he knew the game.
Because it's trash. It's trash. Some of these guys can coach. Some of them can't. Some of them are bad, you know what I'm saying? Some of them can't be on the team of coaches. Some of them be bad, but some of these guys can coach.
Man,
what's going on?
Tell them the story about after a game, they go back to the facility and Ed Reed is in there watching film. on the game. He's watching film, and all the coaches walk in and walk out. He's you like, hold on, what? Y'all not finna be in here and study with me?
So if he's a film junkie, right? He understands the game. What is it? He need to take some personal class, some communication classes, how to communicate with college athlete classes in order to be a coach? No, man, it's a fraternity, man, and they do things the way they do them for a reason. KB, when you heard Ed Reed was headed to Bethune, how it made you feel, bro?
You know how I felt, bro. I'm happy for Bethune, happy for another HBCU, but I don't know. That's not a good signal to me. I don't know. But I'm happy for Bethune, though.
What you mean it's not a good signal?
I mean, it go both ways. Like, I know the man wanted to be a head coach. Like, when he first got here, like, I know people were saying he got a cushy gig. He don't really want to be coaching. But when he first got here, what we were told was he wants to be a head coach. He didn't want to be a position coach or anything like that, right? So something that's opened up. And I think that's a good level that you can start at. Like, Dion has kind of showed that. But I think that's a good level that you can, start at, bust your chops at, and all that kind of stuff. At the same time, I kind of look at it and I kind of have to like weigh it against you leaving your alma mater to go coach at Bethune. I mean, yeah, it's a head coaching gig, but I don't know if you wanted to kind of like, stay around for a little while and maybe you could have got something better, but I don't know. I'm happy for Ed and I'm happy for Bethune. I don't know.
It's like what happens? What's happening at Miami that we can't obviously see a Ken Dorsey, bring him in and groom him and benefit from it. We can't obviously see an Ed Reed, bring him in and actually benefit from it and not just have him there like an ornament. What's going on there that can't happen, dog?
Right.
It should be able to happen. Ken Dorsey is about to be a head coach in the NFL. And we couldn't figure out a way to get him in the fold on his way up to.
Right.
Ken Dorsey, you got Reggie Wayne, who's wide receiver coach. What's your guy Streeter, the one who had the good year you on that year on the receiver?
Kevin Beard.
No, not Kevin Beard. The one he broke, like, I think the UN receiver record. That 1 year.
Leonard Hankerson.
Leonard Hankerson. He's the wide receiver coach. He's at San Fran, right? He's the wide receiver coach over there. Like, we got players who actually could do it, but we just ain't give them the opportunity.
Yeah, man.
What we did was we hired a defensive coordinator to be the head coach. He's the head coach for the first time. He hires his best friend to become the defensive coordinator and linebacker coach, who said there's no linebackers in South Florida. He still has his other best friend who's a bartender who never played football, but he's a bartender. He hired him as the co-DC. Like, we did these things.
Yeah, I mean, the school I've seen done it and it worked is a program like Clemson where they got guys that come back and coach all the time.
Oh boy, here y'all go. Y'all let Rich get the mic.
Brandon Streeter.
Here we go.
Hey, go ahead and put his ass in.
Y'all let Lil Dabble get on the mic.
CJ Spiller.
Go ahead and put him in the VIP lounge, Street.
Y'all don't let Lil Dabble get on. Lil Black Dabble got on. No, but he's right though. Rich is expounded on that plenty of times with like the examples. So.
Explain it. Right. Explain it, Rich. What does Dabo do?
He's real. Just like I remember Luke came on here and was talking about what Wink did for Willie Taggart's career and how he should always have a job wherever Willie Taggart go. Dabo's kind of big on that. If you were a big time name at Clemson, man, if you were a guy, like Dabo always extends that olive branch. He's like, hey man, you want to come back? Shoot, we'll teach you how to do something. Even if it's just get the bags for drills at practice, we'll teach you something. So I think we just don't have that spirit for some reason. We never have. I don't know if it's the athletic department or if it's the coach who's coaching, but maybe it got
something to do with the fact that getting burnt because we did hire Randy Shannon and it didn't work out. So maybe they saying, well, we can't keep going this.
I mean, we had Hurley Brown. Remember Hurley Brown?
Hurley Brown was good. Mike Barrow was good for us.
Yeah, Kevin Beard, as you guys said, was on staff. Art Kehoe, going years back, was a guy. Greg Mark was a defensive line coach. So we've had alumni that have come back. But guys, the traditional route, and again, this does not exclude or does not include Ed Reed, because Ed Reed is royalty. But if you're just a good player, like a Greg Mark or Randy Shannon, the traditional way of getting a coaching job, if you don't have that great all-time career, you have to be a GA. So you're literally working for pennies on the dollar. That is the sweatshop of coaching the first 2 years. And then you have to go to like another job all across I remember Greg Mark, after he graduated, his NFL career wasn't long. He ended up going to Utah State a couple years before he came back to Miami, where Dennis Erickson hired him. And then you work your way up from position coach to defensive coordinator. Now, I didn't expect Ed Reed or Deion Sanders to take the traditional route. Their stature gave them a heads up. They were like a Kennedy in politics. They didn't have to be mayor of Mayberry. Like, they were going to go places. But this could be good for Ed. If Ed really wanted to do this, and he kind of like knew the lay of the land at Miami, saying, you know what, guys, I kind of know where the staff is going. Look, as long as Bethune Cookman helps him and make sure that he doesn't have to mow his own field and take money out of his own pocket to make that a functioning program, I really hope Ed talked about that. Like, can I have a certain budget for a staff? Because that's a tough job again, guys. I don't know. When was the last time Bethune Cookman was really good consistently at their level?
Oh, I got the stats right here.
Shout out to the future. Shout out to the future.
Shout out to the future. 2004, they finished 9-2. Then that was the best they did. 2004, they finished 9-2. 2007, they was 8-3. They won the MEAC. In 2010, they were 8-3. They've never been like undefeated or anything like that. I know they kicked on FAMU ass for a long time. That's probably all that matters to Bethune.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Right. In 2012, they won the MEAC. They was 8-3. In 2013, they were 9-3, and they won the MEAC. Lost in the first round. Damn, they lost in the first round every year. After they won the MEAC.
Yeah, but they weren't horrible then. So they're not doormats. They're pretty solid. You know,
yeah, they're pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's a tough job. Jackson State was a tough job too, right? But people were saying they had a bigger stadium, they had a little more money, but it seemed like they had no money.
They just didn't
there's
win.
somebody.
There's
somebody.
Bethune does.
There's somebody that's been disproving that. Like, Jackson was already working on a lot of their athletics and getting some of their building and stuff together before Deion got there. So they were working on it, but they weren't good though. They weren't good.
Yeah, they weren't good on the field. So they weren't getting the players. So Bethune is good because you're still in Florida. Like, it's not that hard to go out there and get a 2-star that grades might be, you know what I'm saying? You can't really get a 2.5 to get into one of the big three, you know? Maybe you got a 2.099. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still in Florida, you know? So that's why you see them always being competitive the way they are. Even when we played them this past season, we was like, who is that quarterback? So it is what it is.
They played like 6 of them. So, I mean, that question kind of came without us even wanting to. They kind of shot themselves in the foot because there was a quarterback who was torching us and they kept pulling him out. That's the guy that they could have pulled an upset. But all in all, I think this is, I know Richmond and I disagree, but I think this is a good look. I think this gives him an opportunity. I just hope he doesn't get like overzealous because we've seen, friendships get ruined over coaching hires, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want him to try to overcompensate hiring a bunch of guys who think they're qualified and then kind of find out that they're not really built like that. Every player can't be a coach and every coach can't be a player. So take that for what it is. I wish Ed nothing but success. Please don't touch DVD. Leave him alone.
DVD ain't going
You
there.
taking Gaddis?
He can.
Hey,
I think that's a
another
great
name-
transition, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Another name y'all ain't nobody mentioned. My former teammate Joel Rodriguez. You remember Joel Rodriguez was at coaching,
Yeah.
assistant offensive line coach. Now he's at Toledo, I think. You think he's at Toledo? Oh no, he's not at Toledo. He's at Akron.
Rob Chudzinski's another alum.
Rod Chudzinski, yeah.
Started at tight end, became our coordinator.
I think he's in an assistant or analyst, like one of those assistant to the head coach roles. I don't think he's actually coaching right now. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's
He's an analyst.
a bunch of former players who you could have brought back. Remember, what's the big offensive lineman who came from the West that year, Streeter? Was Washington? He was
Brandon Washington.
Brandon Washington. He was a GA at UM for a year. Went on to be a coach at Florida Memorial. Now he's at Central Florida.
What's that
Yeah, I
one
think he's at
quarterback?
Central Florida.
Was it Ryan
Kareem
Williams?
Brown.
Kareem Brown, he
Kareem
was
Brown.
there for a couple years. I don't think Kareem Brown cares about coaching no more. But he was on staff. Yeah, he was on staff. He was on staff for some years.
You got Ryan Williams, who's been.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why we haven't brought Ryan Williams back.
Yeah, he was shutting it down at Georgia.
Mario, please make the phone call. I will call him for you, Mario. Please, he's ready to come home.
Yeah, he is doing his thing over there.
Big time.
Especially if we're planning on. I don't know if he's a grad assistant or like assistant quarterback coach or something like that, but yeah, he's at least on the recruiting trail. He's killing it for Georgia.
And he is killing it in recruiting.
Yeah.
Any kid that Georgia get from South Florida, you think Ryan Williams. And they still got the receiver over there too with him. Is it he was playing at UM. He's over there at Georgia with him too. I forget his name.
Yeah.
I know somebody in the chat got to know him. Somebody got to know him.
The receiver?
Yeah, the receiver. He played for UM that couple years. Them was the Al Golden years. He's with UM.
He's on the Georgia staff?
Yeah, he's on the Georgia staff. I can't remember his name. Was he number 8? No, he not. Was he number 80? He was number 6 for us, I think.
Rashawn Scott, Malcolm
Rashawn
Lewis.
Scott.
That's Rashawn Scott.
Rashawn
then, okay.
Scott.
Damn.
Rashawn Scott. He's over there. They
These
doing
boys
an
is
excellent
popping up
job.
everywhere.
They doing an excellent job. Remember years ago, Alabama had our national champ backup quarterback over there. Derek Crudup. He was he was over there in Alabama getting all the South Florida kids.
So these guys just overpass Miami, and they just like, yeah, let me just be an assistant at Georgia.
No, that's not the case, Rich. They're not getting opportunities, so they can go looking elsewhere. Like it's not that they're just like F Miami, I'm leaving. I'm going. No, them dudes be at but a lot of times it's like they ask the question like, "What have you done for us?" Like, what are your chops? Like, what are you even built to even be in a position like that? And so when that happens, a lot of them guys they're like, "Man, I just go be a GA somewhere else." And you gotta think like we wasn't bringing in staffs like this. We wasn't paying nobody. We didn't have the budget for this. All them bigger schools and SEC schools, they were built for that. Mario's just now doing that here. You know what I'm saying? So we were being cheap about the way we were doing things for years, and now it's coming to kind of fruition when them guys go other places. But yeah, I agree with that. We definitely need to bring guys like Ryan Williams back to the
Yeah, man. We hired a bartender who was a bartender literally. We hired a bartender
But
as a defensive back coach.
We are like coaching and getting coaches is the hardest thing in the world. That's what bothers me. See, like this is what happens when you have non-football people in non-football places. This should have always been a pipeline for former players that can coach. The same way Rich keep talking about Clemson. You don't have to always have money to go out and get coaches. You can develop coaches the same way you can develop players. Ken Dorsey after after I think he was coaching Cam Newton, he don't coach Cam Newton up. You know what I'm saying? Got him to the Super Bowl, that MVP run and all that stuff. I think Dorsey ended up back in high school coaching somewhere.
No, it wasn't high
Where
school.
were
It was
we?
the FIU. It was at FIU. He was
No,
at
no, no, no,
FIU. He
no,
was
no, no,
the
no, 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 no,
yeah.
no, no. He went.
Yes.
Hold on, X. Hold on. He went back to high school, and I think he came back up, and then he came out to FIU, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm
Okay,
like,
'cause he was
even when he was at FIU, yeah, but even when he was at FIU, it's like, how did he get to FIU over UM? Like it wouldn't have took that much to go get him. Like I said, this man, even if I'm wrong about when he went to high school, the fact remains is he went to high school to coach. Dorsey should have never had to go to high school to be a coach. You could have brought him on as a GA or whatever, anything. You telling me you're not gonna be able to pay him more money than the coach at North Carolina? Come on, man. He was at one of the Carolina schools coaching. We just got bad people.
Go to FIU because he wasn't even the coach on FIU staff. He
Right.
was like the assistant AD or something like that. Which
Yeah,
was crazy.
but who
I was
wouldn't
like,
have
what
got-
are you thinking? But you know, hey.
Butch wouldn't have got him, right? But Butch wouldn't have got him, right?
Yeah, Butch wouldn't have got him.
Yeah.
And
it's good.
to kind of agree with what Rich said, like, yeah, that's kind of where you see it, because Butch spoke about that, how he felt like a lot of people told Ken Dorsey as a player that he was going to be a fantastic coach, and Butch kind of helped facilitate a lot of those things. So when an opportunity arose, he was like, hey, come on over, get an opportunity, sit with me, learn how we do things. So I mean, yeah, shout out to Butch for that, because I think Butch facilitated and put him in a position to be successful. And maybe, I don't know, maybe he just saw the way that things were going as far as high school recruits and dealing with them, and just kind of didn't want to be bothered. It was just like, I'd rather just go to the NFL. We've heard like people like Coach Hayes. We've heard people like Coach Hayes. It's significantly easier to coach, NFL football, and he said he did it for like a week, than it is to coach, than it is to coach high school and college football. So
that's true.
We just screwed up, dog.
You coaching in the NFL, you only thinking about let me think about my position, and if I'm the offensive coordinator, let me just think about drawing up plays. You know what I'm saying? The head coach job and the GM job is to go out there and get the players. In college, you got to go out there and get the players. You know what I'm saying? You got to do this like every day of your life, 365 days a year. So it's a lot different from coaching in the NFL, which is why I always said, Ken Dorsey wasn't coming back to college. He's going to be in the NFL. For what? Why won't come back to college when I could do this easy job in the NFL? Just call plays.
Shout out to Joseph Bright with the 199. He said, how many players will he get out the transfer portal? Shout out to Sigmund with the $5. Say Mike Rumpf will be a good defensive back coach and fresh start. How many players did he get out the transfer portal?
He got to flip his entire roster.
And okay, so here, let me say something about the transfer portal, because everybody keep asking me about why we aren't loaded up on the transfer portal. Okay, so here's the thing. You have to the January 8th to get transfer portal kids. Not January 8th, January 18th. After that, you have to wait till after spring. I think they'll get some more kids before January 18th, and then they'll get more kids after spring. You don't have to load up right now, because guess what? Other teams are going to still have players leaving. And besides, I only think we have maybe 7 to 8 spots available left, and that's just if nobody else leaves. So if the other 15 players leave, hopefully, then we'll have more spots.
I think Joseph Wright was talking about Ed Reed, though. He was saying how many players will Ed Reed get out the transfer portal, I think.
No, I was just saying, I was just giving them the portal thing, because everybody keeps asking me why UM aren't loading up. Like, why we not getting a bunch of transfer portal guys to commit? I was just giving them why. Like, we don't. It's not like we need to rush.
What you said? What you about to say, KB, and you, Rich?
Go ahead, KB.
Oh nah, my thing be lagging, so it's kind of like cutting into people talking and stuff. Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead, Rick.
I was about to say I saw that where one player on UM team is going to probably wait to graduate after the spring. So they're gonna do the spring semester and then graduate before hitting the transfer portal. So that's another scenario too that you got to think about. And this is because that's just UM, but we're talking across the whole nation. You got kids that are waiting to, finish that semester in the spring before they hit the transfer portal. So
Yeah, and I heard it's like four players that's on UM staff that's doing that. That's trying to wait to graduate before they leave.
exactly.
So there's more guys leaving.
Oh yeah, it's more and more. But I think with Reed, I think Reed, what's going to happen is a lot of kids aren't going to get picked up. And I think Reed can have the opportunity to say, man, look, come on to my school. You know what I'm saying? What we're going to do is create what you see Dion just did. We're going to create that over here at Bethune Cookman. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to Jackson State. You don't have to go to Colorado. You come on to Bethune Cookman, we'll create that same opportunity over here. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll get some. He probably get 20-some portal kids because it's gonna be a lot of kids in the portal that didn't find opportunities again.
right.
I think we might be about to find out how hard what Dion did. How difficult it was for Dion to do what he did, though. Go ahead. What's up, Manny?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just interested on these hires. He's gonna have to get some elite recruiters because Ed's not much of a talker. He's not like he's not a heavy recruiter. He's not someone that's gonna persuade a lot of kids the way Dion will. And Dion has a bravado about him. He commands a room. He has a certain aura about him that kind of attracts certain kids to him and certain people to him. And Ed's gonna have to either get a bunch of people around him that's like that, or he's gonna have to kind of come out of his own shell because yeah, he might struggle a little bit. And maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, and Ed's a master recruiter that we didn't know. And for years he's watched Manny and Mario and got all the tools and his tricks, and he knows exactly what to say and what to do. So
you gotta look at it like this. Ed's aura is different, and like I agree with you 100%, Maddie. Like it's only one Dion. I'm sorry, like I don't know, I don't know how you duplicate that. But with Ed, these players know Ed. These kids know Ed. Remember, he used to coach the what is it, like the All American games for the high school kids and all that stuff.
yeah,
So a lot of
Dion.
kids, so he's got a rapport with these kids, and I think just hearing Ed talk, like it's not the same as Dion, like out there. But when you just talk to that man, the dude is so regal, dog. You gotta kind of just like listen to him. So I don't think recruiting to be I mean, it's hard to judge his recruiting. Like it's Bethune. Like I don't know who, what kind of kids you're gonna be getting. But I don't know if he's gonna be that bad in recruiting. But I just don't know what kind. He ain't gonna be Dion. I can say that now.
He ain't gonna be Dion.
I don't think so, bro. Dion is. It's only one Dion, man.
You ain't buying it, dog. Shout out to Jaden Wayne and his mama, man.
No, I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do good, bro. I do.
We're gonna give tribute to Jaden Wayne every show, okay?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jaden Wayne and his family. Who's the Dolphin coach that said that we got Ted Ginn and his family?
Cameron. That worked out real. That was one of the funniest moments. I just want to know he's one of the finest men ever. And oh my god, that shows like the New York Jets when they kept drafting tight ends in the '90s. Johnny Mitchell and Kyle Brady. That was so. I remember that, Streeter, because I remember the Jets were on the clock, and that's when Warren Sapp was free falling. And the Jet fans at the Marriott Marquis, I think it was still there, were chanting, "We want Sapp." I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. Big Warren in the Big Apple. Then all of a sudden, the commissioner gets up there. I'm thinking, oh man, Warren's going to do good in New York. Then all of a sudden, with the 8th or 9th pick, the New York Jets select tight end. Bah! He couldn't even get the name out. That was hilarious.
Oh man! So shout out to Jaden Wayne, man. We got Jaden Wayne and his family coming to Miami, dog.
My oh my.
Yeah, y'all
It's
guys
so
are hilarious.
it's a random Jaden Wayne break.
Hey, I'm just glad Jaden Wayne signed his letter of intent. No drama there. Nothing to worry
Miss
about there
Wayne,
with old Jaden.
I hope Miss Wayne one of them practice going mamas like what's
Like
her
Miss
name, mama?
Kelly.
Miss Kelly, yeah.
Like Miss Kelly, Mama Kelly.
She's gonna be on all the interviews. They're gonna be like, no Streeter, no more interviewing Miss Wayne. What? No. Huh? That probably ain't even her name. We're gonna find out though.
Do some in-depth interviews. Gaddis
No,
might
bro,
stay
man.
another year.
I don't. Ain't nobody moving. Ed Reed moved, but that ain't somebody gonna have to move because I'm hearing DVD gonna be on the field this year. So I think some of y'all have to get moved around.
Yeah, it's going to be some type of changes. Not very much that everybody keep hoping. You know what I'm saying? I tweeted out the other day a picture, and I said, I'm not leaving. And people were like, oh, is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? And I was like, man, take it for what you want to take it.
You said you wasn't leaving?
I just tweeted it out. It was a joke because I was like, man, let me get the fan base riled up. You know what I'm saying? They don't know if I'm talking about a coach or a player.
Somebody had a suggestion. This guy right here said, Gaddis OC to Bethune, please. And then the guy Nico said, damn, you don't want Ed to succeed? Oh my God.
Hey, but okay, so listen now, Gaddis' name still floats around college football for getting another job, but I don't think it's the job that he wants. So
What
it's
job?
up to him. He gonna stay. No, it's jobs it's schools that are considering. You know what I'm saying? Talking to Gaddis as an OC.
Oh.
But I
Well,
think Gaddis' thing was he wanted to be a head coach. You know
yeah,
what
he
I'm
wants to
saying?
move up.
I think he
Well,
wanted to
isn't
be a
he
head
getting
coach.
paid $1.8 million, Streeter? That's also another factor. No one wants to take a pay cut either. I mean, that's a great salary for an offensive coordinator. What he's getting.
1.8 mil?
Yeah.
Man, Gaddis getting off with the 1.8 mil. He the highest paid OC we had in a long time, man.
What you mean? He's the highest paid OC we ever had.
Oh my God!
He's the highest paid OC we ever had, man. We had an OC making
Wait, what was Lashley?
700,000. Lashley was making that like 900,000.
What Whipple got?
I thought Lashley was more than that.
No, I think at the end of the day, Lashley's on with the incentives. It came up to like 1.1, something like that. And then because he was the highest at that time, but so now Gaddis is the highest. Because even when Coley was there, Coley was making chump change at you were like 500. And as an OC, 500 is nothing. That's like, man, what are we doing?
Well, we've been getting over like fat rats. Gaddis is the highest paid OC we ever had, dog.
Gaddis the highest paid OC, man.
This
Gaddis
is the highest paid staff we've had. That was part of the conditions that Mario came here. Is that we're going to start playing big boy football.
Damn.
Linko say he talking about Ed Reed, just hit him up. He wants him to be in charge of recruiting mom.
Recruiting who?
Go Wildcats.
Recruiting the moms.
Y'all just getting in here, man. Breaking news: Ed Reed is headed to Bethune. Jaden Wayne back up there.
Can I give a Kamani McLean news break right quick?
Please do.
Feel free.
Mike McLean news break.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I got today. Kamani McLean is going to be a Hurricane. Stop worrying. Stop asking me. Stop tagging him and whatever. He's going to be a Hurricane. And that's it. That's all I got. I didn't get anything else because I didn't ask for anything else.
Well, if you
Hashtag
football
in
man,
X we trust, or X marks the spot. That's it.
with the football
Still
players
we
know
trust.
that. Explain this. Okay, so explain this. Kamani McLean, if he commits, right? That puts him on the books, right? And now he has to show his hand with his grades and everything has to be cleared, right? Is this how it works? But if he doesn't commit and he waits to the last signing day, right? He has time to catch up if he does have grade issues to catch all that stuff up and get that other stuff right?
Yeah, he has time to, anybody who ever signed the letter of intent dealing with the NCAA clearinghouse, man, is almost like going through trauma. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at every little detail of your transcript. It's almost kind of sad that they do that to athletes. You know what I'm saying? But they do it. I just think, he got put in a situation where his transcript wasn't complete when they turned it in, and they didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? So now they're getting the proper, I can't say training, they just getting the proper, teaching them how the transcript's supposed to be. You got to do everything the right way that the NCAA clearinghouse want. But he's a Kane. Stop worrying. Stop crying. I don't know what else to say, man. If football feels sad, then like we have been on the money lately. So
Let's ride with it.
Recruitment could be fluid now. You know what I'm saying? But I think the way this situation is set up, man, he's a king. You got to be a king. Just because the way it's set up.
Yeah. Somebody asked me.
I thought you finna tell us something we ain't know, X.
Oh, no. Okay, so then another recruit. People kept asking me about Nicholas Harbor. I reached out to a couple of people about him. Interesting that he did say that UM was still in it, but I'm not hearing anything from our side, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that situation.
What's going on with Nicholas? Yeah, is he in any upcoming like All-Star games or something like that? He may be having something for an All-Star game probably.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be at is it the Army one or is the Under Armour one? I forget which one he's supposed to be in. He's in one of those. I think it's January 7th. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, because on UM side, I'm not hearing anything. They like, man, they not hearing, they haven't heard anything. So, but people around him saying, yeah, UM in it. I'm like, I don't know if that's just the put UM in the thing that most people been doing lately, but I don't see any traction right there.
Shout out to Joseph Bright. Joseph Bright 499 say, what's the chance of him going to play with Dion on the other side of Travis Hunter? Knowing his situation, knowing his mom and how the recruitment went, I can't see his mom sending him to Colorado with somebody who just jumped in the recruiting game. I just can't. I think Miami has treated their family very well. I think DVD and the mom has created a situation to where it's like I'm sending my son here, and I know I can trust him in my son's hands. I just can't see that happening. I heard Travis Hunter gave Kamani a call, which I could see how that could be kind of. Let me listen. Kids follow kids. Travis Hunter may eventually go down as the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? The GOAT of something. And for him to pick up the phone and call you, I can see how a kid can be intrigued about that.
Yeah, I just see somebody ask me about the Du Bois kid, the wide receiver from is it Charlotte or it's one of those small schools. He's like 6'4", 6'5". Y'all offered? I don't know. I don't know because I thought UM was good with the Isaac kid. I thought we would have locked that in this past weekend. Well,
that boy Dion on the prowl, man.
Texas A&M just offered him 20 minutes ago.
It looked like he getting offered by a lot of places, man.
It's on now.
Only receiver I'm hearing where we looking good for is the Dante Thornton kid, the 6'5" guy. Yeah, Oregon guy. That's the only one I've heard so far. I thought Isaac would have been the second one, but maybe somebody told him don't commit because you finna get some more offers because he's so getting them. He getting them, boy.
Well, it's the smart way to do it. Why wait? Why make a move until mid-January? So, shout out to him.
Hey, I want the Kevin Coleman kid. I don't care what nobody say, man. Like, bring him home. Bring him back to Miami because that kid he's Jeff Thomas 2.0 without the attitude.
He hasn't committed to Colorado.
You calling nobody Jeff Thomas now? All right now.
Nah, he ain't committed to Colorado yet. He ain't committed to nobody yet. What you mean? You see, man, that Kevin Coleman is
don't you be throwing Jeff Thomas' name out there willy nilly now, X. Come on now.
He's the deal, man. He the real deal, Holyfield.
Oh no, now did you be throwing Jeff Thomas' name out there?
Hey, look, when you put that film on, you look at them, you be like, oh, they look like him. They look just like him. They from the same area. They play just alike.
Oh, we did put a film on her, and they looked alike.
Look just alike. Yeah. We were like, hold on, is that him? I'm like, oh, that looks just like him.
We did do that,
Yeah, and he had a pretty good season for Jackson State. I think he had over 460 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns for them. That's better than any receiver we got on our roster right now.
I don't know, man. Somebody. If you're trying to sell a receiver to come to this offense, right? Receiver or quarterback, and what are you telling them? Let's role play. Who's up for it? Who's up for selling?
Immediate playing time.
Even if you give immediate playing time, it was a lot of immediate playing times on that field last year. Like, what are you selling them? What are you selling the receiver? What are you telling them? Hey, man, life wallet that way.
That's all you can
we
do.
gonna run. Take my office later. Life wallet over there.
You telling them,
that's
hey,
it.
You telling them, look, man, this is sunny South Florida, man. You could come hang with Footballville, Caneville. You could go hang with Ace at Tootsie's. And you could start right away. We could throw you the ball 11 times a game. We don't have any other receiver we gonna throw the ball to. But I think what Mario and them they still talk about the tradition that you supposedly had for years. Come here, be the wide receiver you that we used to be. You have an opportunity to go to the NFL because UM is still that school that could produce you and get to the NFL. We finna build a new 100-story football facility. We finna build a new 100-story football facility.
X, not 100-story. It's $100 million.
$100 million. Right?
Bank building. I was trying to modify that in my head. I was like, wait a minute.
It was a joke because remember at first it started at 5 and then they went to 7. I'm like, okay, well you might as well say it's going to be 100 feet, but nah, it was a joke. It wasn't meant to say actually 100 building.
Nah, I got you.
But yeah, we finna build all that. Like, come be a part of this. What UM has been. We finna actually do something that everybody else has been doing, but we're gonna do it a lot better.
I will say this: no matter what our wide receiver room looks like, I need to see a change in personality and leadership of TVD. I thought his body language and facial expression was terrible this year. And I get it. It was a tough year. I don't blame it on him solely. But there are times when I looked at games and I'm like, hey, Tyler, get your chin up, change your body language, and be a damn leader because you are sulking. You look like Debbie Downer out there. And then, look, I know people rip Gaddis for bringing up the fact that, he didn't I guess throwing him under the bus, but the fact that TVD did not have a group chat with all his receivers to throw up throwing sessions, that was alarming to me. You've got to if you only have chemistry with one receiver, and that being X, that's fine. But you got to get in tune with all your receivers. You got to be that guy in the middle of this spring and hot summer days where you're saying, hey, guys, Green Tree practice field, 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's get some throwing and catching in. If you're not doing that as a quarterback, I don't want you as quarterback one. It's really that. I think TBD has to work on his leadership skills and people skills, number one, before we break him back down as a player.
And Big Earl chimes in. I think I saw Big Earl the other night. Big Earl chimes in.
TVD's trash. Hey, but
y'all agree with Kim?
Y'all
y'all agree with Kim, man? Wait 1 second, man. Y'all agree with Kim, man? Like,
yeah,
definitely.
Can that change?
Okay,
you already got the bins. You already got the bins. You already got the bins. Can it change?
Okay, so listen. the reason TVD, when Lashley was here, the reason he was able to be that guy, forget that he had King there. King was there. King was there to mentor him a whole year, and then came back and still was there to mentor him before he got injured. So when TVD became the guy, TVD was kind of stranded. He didn't know, he was never the guy where he got to lead the quarterback room. Now I got to lead these guys, and I got to lead the team too. Oh, that's not his his personality. He's just a chill guy. You know what I'm saying? He's always smiling. He never looks like he's serious. So he's like, okay, he's just gonna be laid back and chill. You know, but I do agree he does need to be the North Carolina State guy. Oh, we're gonna beat these guys because we beat them last year. He needs to be that guy at all times. I just don't know if he has it in him though.
Let's see.
We'll see. I mean,
it also helps. It also helps if, you know, every time I take 3 steps back, I'm not getting hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is not all his fault. It really isn't. But, you know, look, he showed actual flashes. I mean, the Carolina game, he still threw for a lot of yards. And look, I don't know if any offense could have been good with that offensive line, or any system could have been functional with what we had in place. But I do think that one of the things that TVD has to do is be that leader off the field, because a lot of this is on him. I mean, literally, think about how far his stock has fallen. He went from possible Heisman Trophy candidate, first-round draft choice, to a point where you're like, geez, he's undraftable. I've never actually seen a player fall this far off in one season at Miami.
Here's a question I have, because this is like Jekyll and Hyde, man. We did see a quarterback in TVD almost throw for 500 yards in that North Carolina game. Why is it that a guy like him, he could just flip the ball at will and just throw for that many yards? Like, what's going on here? Because usually when you're a really bad QB, you can't really do those type of things.
Yeah, Rich, I said last year that regardless of what Gaddis runs, because people are asking what's his system, it's very simple. It has to be a TVD-friendly system. To me, I would never try to fit a square peg into a round hole, and I thought we did that a few times. But you're right, there were flashes, and in fact, he actually looked pretty good early on in the Duke game, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like he didn't flash at all, Rich. I agree with you on that.
Take a moment for Jaden Wayne and his family. Commercial break for Jaden Wayne and his family. Sean Round's in the house. Sean Round say Bryce Young flew all his wide receivers to Cali this summer. Shout out to Sean Round with a 199, and shout out to Sean Round with a 1999. Somebody must be saying Sean Round's in the mirror 3 times. TVD need to step up. Period. Point blank. Gaddis or no Gaddis?
Yeah, he definitely needs to step up, but he's not going to be able to throw with the receivers for probably a couple months. You know, he's out still with the little shoulder issue, but he should be in the film room. You know what I'm saying? Going over routes, you know, the timing, letting the receivers know, okay, well, you see on your 3rd step, you're supposed to break left. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to your 4th step. On your 3rd step, break left. Stuff like that. That's what quarterbacks need to be telling the receivers, so the receivers could know. Oh, okay, so he's going to throw it on my, once I hit my third step, not my fourth. Next you know, you be like, well, why is the ball behind or why is the ball in front of him? Because the receivers don't know the exact timing with the quarterback. Simple stuff like that.
All right, somebody
But,
on the internet
Coach
broke
Ponce,
the ice. What?
Coach Ponce, you need to do a better job, Coach.
He said, Ed Reed leaving Mario in Miami. Tell me things are a lot worse than we could have even imagined down there, Yanks.
Hey, go ahead and get this whole ass Noel off the screen real quick.
Yeah, man, there's a white guy acting to be black. Like nobody pays attention to that. Get that off
Thomas,
the screen.
please.
Okay, well, let's get him off the screen. But let's do this. We're gonna get him off the screen, right? But it's true that Ed Reed wasn't completely happy at Miami. Him and Mario wasn't getting along like that. It's true.
It's understandable.
We touched on it. We touched on a little bit about Alonzo and the villains, about not being listened to and not being heard. It's true. So we ain't got to put this guy up here. Y'all got to blame him for the truth, whoever he is. Y'all ain't blame him for the truth. Now, how do y'all feel about that?
I just don't like weirdos who don't support this team coming up with their own narratives, acting like they're insiders.
Hey, how about the bigger?
So we're gonna deflect. So we don't want to talk about what I just said.
Did you see what Notre Dame did today?
So we're gonna deflect. Nobody don't want to talk about Ed Reed and Mario might not be getting along.
All you had to do was call my name. You already know.
They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that, huh?
And we've been talking about that, man. We've been like, hinting at a lot of that kind of stuff, and you can kind of tell like things ain't going. I'm not gonna say things are terrible or things are going bad or anything like that, but you can tell that there's some friction going on down there, and we've heard a lot of that stuff. I don't know if this makes things look worse than they are. Like if this would have been Highsmith, I would have been like, man, oh, this shit out the door.
I mean,
I could foresee a situation where maybe Mario was kind of in, or maybe Eddie was kind of Mario's ear, consistently like patronizing him about the performance of the team, knowing that from Mario's head it probably was by design, but kind of like, hey man, I'm looking for opportunity, and Mario probably saying something to the effects of, hey, like, you haven't done this like I have, you know what I'm saying? Go through, get your chops, and then we can have a conversation. And maybe that's what it was, I don't think it's necessarily I think at the end of the day, they all Canes, and yeah, they have creative differences as coaches, but I don't think it's one of those things where it's like this guy is saying, oh, it's worse than we would have thought. Like, I think it's just more along the lines of, hey man, go build something, go show me something, and then maybe we can have the conversation. But until then, let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind,
and that's a problem.
Yeah, Mario didn't hire Eddie Reed. Eddie Reed was already there when Mario got there. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of retained him in that same role. Mm-hmm. But I don't even know what the purpose of that role was, if I'm being honest, like chief of staff per se. Like, it sounded like something where it's like Manny made up to keep Ed off his ass, basically.
To not have to hire Alonzo. What you said, KB? KB, what you said?
I said that's a problem in itself. If you got it, you have to, like Kim say, that's royalty, right? You have to be willing to listen to the people around you in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? You can't just dismiss it and be like, you haven't been where I've been, and Ed gonna be like, you ain't been where I've been. What the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it's and that's what we've heard. We've heard there's a problem with people on this man's shoulder and being able to talk to him. He's not the only coach that we've heard that about. So that's a problem when you have to have respect for that person regardless. And I'm not saying he's disrespectful to him. I'm not saying it like that. But you have these people here for a reason. And it's not just Ed. We've heard it about Zoe too. How are you not listening to these guys if that's the case?
Right.
You can't. That it's just that's not a thing that's possible, bro. It shouldn't be possible.
Right. Somebody said this is speculation, facts, or are we creating narratives? Well, what I don't ever come up here and create anything. You heard Luke come up here, which I knew already, and was saying that Alonzo wasn't happy at one point in time. Now Alonzo been giving out offers. Look like they may have came to, you know what I'm saying? Look like they may have figured that part out. I knew Ed Reed wasn't happy. People just felt like they aren't being heard. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a going narrative with Mario and listening to people and hearing people out and doing things his way. They just felt they weren't being heard at one point in time. And Ed Reed headed out of here on that situation. It seems like Alonzo may have came to some common ground. But yeah, it's true. But what KB saying is true. It's true. We had a bunch of other coaches that didn't have the balls to bring these guys in here. But you don't bring them in here and then don't listen to them, or can't listen to them, or I don't know. I don't know what it is.
See, the difference is Mario can get away with that per se. A guy like Manny, he can't bring in Alonzo and not listen to him. Like he would have been in trouble. He wouldn't, it wouldn't have lasted long. But Mario could do that. Mario's gonna have that kind of cachet. I just don't think that's the appropriate thing to do.
I think Mario has a little bit of more of a leash than Manny with that, obviously. But I don't think after a while, a guy who wears a gold jacket, man, you have another guy in Alonzo who's seen and done everything you're trying to do. Like, you ain't gonna get away with that for too long. After a while, it's gonna be like, look, bro, let's not play big bank take little bank take big bank, and it's not just about the money either. It's about the clout. It is what it is. You really have to, like, if you bring people in order to not be the smartest guy in the room, then you got to be willing to not be the smartest guy in the room.
That's a good way to put that, Rich. Right. Because it looked like Alonzo been on point with these goddamn offers.
Right.
That Kobe, you should have saw how happy he was about Kobe Young when I interviewed him that time when he spilled the beans. Oh, boy, we just saw this JUCO wide receiver. Good Lord, straight up. And he was like, oh, all right, we ain't going to talk about that yet. You should have saw how happy he was about Kobe Young. And he was right.
I would, maybe this is all speculation. I don't know. I'm just saying. What if Ed Reed takes Jason Taylor with him?
I think Jason Taylor going up, not down.
How's that down?
I think Jason Taylor's next stop is the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, Taylor can go to the Dolphins.
Yeah, Taylor can go to the Dolphins whenever he wants to. He can just check in and be like, hey, I'm coaching today. Anytime he wants to. Yeah, I think he's going up, Matty. Now, he may take somebody with him, but it's Bethune. I don't. Who could go with him? Who could go with him, X?
It gotta be like some
feel free to take Frank
grad
Farm.
assistants, off assistant guys, because even the off assistant guys are making more than what Bethune gonna pay them. So
how about Ryan Ragone?
Feel free to take punts.
well, Ryan Ragone, he don't have it. Don't he got another year of eligibility
now?
Yeah, he got one more year.
Call that boy Dr. Ragone, man.
Ryan Ragone got another year. Hey, look, I would go pack Frank Park stuff for him if Ed Reed want to take him with him. I would go pack it right now. him and the running back coach. I go pack both of their stuff. Y'all both could go get up out of here now.
Amen.
Hey, well, off topic. Okay, so Streeter, did you see what Notre Dame did?
What?
So the other day, Notre Dame gets mad because a guy commits to Florida State out the transfer portal. But come to find out, they was already talking to Sam Hartman while he was still at Wake Forest.
Nothing to see here. Move along. Don't close your eyes. Nothing to see.
What time? I say it again. Notre Dame got mad. What?
Okay, so they got mad. Defensive lineman guy who they wanted end up committing to Florida State. So they talking about the only reason he committed to Florida State is because Florida State offered him a lot of money. But today, Sam Hartman officially enters the portal, and then he officially commits to Notre Dame. And they were like, "Oh, so y'all was already talking to this man before he even got into the portal."
Didn't we have an episode where we
Oh.
spoke about tampering and how we know what's happening?
It has to happen.
Yeah, everybody know. How about this? A lot of people making a big deal because it's Notre Dame. How about Travis Hunter coming out and saying to Hakeem Williams, "Go ask your coaches if they want me over you." Come on, if that's not tampering, I don't know what is.
Hey, if you're not tampering, you're not trying. Come on, guys.
Right. Right. No, man, I think the NCAA doesn't have ears.
All right.
I don't
They
think
don't
they
have
have
eyes.
ears.
They don't wanna see
They got they don't have ears. They got eyes, because if somebody come out and say UM is tampering, I can guarantee you they're gonna have the whole CIA, FBI, DEA, NCAA at UM right now saying, "Hey, you guys are closing the football program down now."
Hey, guys, there are reports that USC has reached out to Marvin Harrison at Ohio State. So, and there's a history there because that's how they got Jordan Addison. So Lincoln Riley, he's always shopping. He's like looking at that East Bay catalog. Rest in peace to the East Bay catalog, by the way. But he just flips that page. Like,
Shout out to
wide
East Bay.
receiver here.
Shout out to East
Marvin
Bay.
Harrison. Shout out to
Peace.
East Bay, man. I spent thousands of dollars for that fine publication.
Shout out to East Bay.
So,
Hey,
hold on,
listen,
okay, so what was that? The
this-
East Bay,
okay.
the East Bay is done.
East
Yeah,
Bay's
East
had
Bay-
their
East Bay's
last
closing.
catalog. It's over.
Yeah,
Oh,
they close
man.
by the end of the month.
Yeah. I might order
end of
that
the
last
road.
catalog.
It's over.
Oh, I didn't know they still had one.
I didn't know it was still going. I thought it been right.
Yeah, they had
Right,
it.
I thought East Bay
didn't
was
know it
dead.
done. Nah, it still was going on. It still was going on.
So listen, man, interesting thing I figured out. I would put up a video on Twitter and it went viral about a little boy getting ran down, right? So somebody else put up another video under it and was like, "Hey, look at this one." Now I'm gonna show you guys both videos. Here's one. This guy's gone, and this guy runs him down, right? Now, this is how the world is now. I actually met both of these kids this weekend. I'm going to try to interview both of them. And I'm going to show you the second one. Let's see. See if I can find the second one. This second one is the one that went viral. This is the one that went viral on... One more time. Hope I don't get in trouble for this. But you want to know what's amazing about those two videos? Anybody guess? What's amazing about those two videos?
I think what's amazing is that the dude who got ran down is still consider himself a football player. Because that would have been it for me. I'm done. No more football. I realize it's not my
what's
thing.
amazing? One of them was a white guy who chased down the other guy. That's pretty amazing. You got it.
Both of them was white guys who chased down both of those guys.
Wow, that should be on That's Incredible. Remember that show?
Because I'm thinking this guy had to be
Believe It or
black.
Not.
Right. I'm thinking this guy right here had to be black. I'm like, okay, you can't really tell. He's a white guy, Marshall too, baseball player. Both of them were white.
Damn.
Now I know I sound racist right now or something,
Yeah, but that guy was like young Don Beebe. Shit.
Hey.
both of them were white guys. So one is Marshall Tool, and the other one name is gotta give me credit though. Marshall Tool was the first video we showed, and I'll tell you who the second one was. But yeah, man, I was like, man, wait a minute. Maybe the two guys running were very, very slow. I don't know, but I think the second guy he ran a 4.4, he ran like a 4.4. I thought that was amazing, man. That wasn't as amazing.
That reminded me, guys.
See, Kim.
I remember
Go
Don
ahead, Kim.
Beebe. He ran a 4.25, Don Beebe, right? So I remember in his 89, Dion's rookie year, Buffalo was playing at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, that old stadium that used to have the Braves. Don Beebe took a kickoff return. He busted out, and he was at the 40-yard line. It looked like he was going to score a touchdown. Deion Sanders ran down a 4.25 sprinter in like 5 steps. I have never seen anyone look as fast as – people always say, who's the fastest football player? I said there's one guy. There's Deion. Deion ran down Don Beebe in like 5 steps, a guy that ran a legitimate 4.25. He made him look slow. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen on a football field.
I don't know, Kim, man. I think Darryl Green is probably the fastest football player we've ever seen.
Yeah, Darryl was there too. I remember Darryl ran down Eric Dickerson and broke my heart. 87 wild card game.
Yeah, I remember that game. Oh man.
Broke my heart.
I think they say Green was running like Green was running like a 4.4 at like 36 or something, like 38. It was something
at
crazy.
Age 40, he was still doing 4.5.
Was it 40? Yeah, it was something crazy. Like
Deion looks fast. Monty McClain looks fast like that when he gets the ball in his hand, though. Deion just
the only player, Streeter, I've ever seen. Deion's the only player I've ever seen that got faster as he started the high step, though, with that pigeon toe thing. I've never seen anything like it. Like, if he needed that extra gear, he would just start high stepping and pull away from guys. I always argue with people. I think Deion's literally a top 5 all-time player, pound for pound, position for position. Nobody had his impact during his prime.
No doubt.
He did.
No doubt.
And he played both ways. People forget that.
Yeah. Do y'all remember when he? Do y'all remember when they implemented that high step on John Madden?
Everybody remember that.
Yeah, Deion was like the football. Deion was like what Jordan and Iverson was to the NBA. I mean, nobody had Jordan's impact, but that's what Deion was to football, man.
Yeah,
nobody ever bought a ticket till about in the mid-90s to say, I'm going to see Deion. I mean, there were great cornerbacks like Lester Hayes, Mike Haynes, and Woodson. But Deion is the only guy that you literally said, I'm going to buy a ticket and hopefully he can pick something off, or I'm going to watch 3 punt returns of Deion. There's never been a guy with his impact at that position. He literally shut down half a field. And think about this, guys. In 94, because he goes to the Niners, he was the difference between the Niners and the Cowboys because they finally had that cornerback that could stick Michael Irvin. Then in 95, the Cowboys got him.
To the Cowboys.
And think about that. One guy flipped the whole league in regards to the Lombardi Trophy. There's not a lot of guys that could do that.
Yeah,
trust me. And he played baseball. I played baseball in high school, guys. I know a lot of guys that got drafted. Could never get past AA. These guys are full-time ball players. For Deion, that's the play right there. Oh, man. And he had a big lead, guys. That's the very tail end of it.
Deion had to be like a 4.1 40, though.
More like a 3.8. Look at this. Oh, God. Oh.
He ran a lot of people down like that. I just found a couple videos like that.
But Beebe ran a legitimate 4.3, though.
Yeah, and that dude is moving, whoever that is.
Yeah, Don Beebe. That was Don Beebe.
Don Beebe. Remember Don Beebe, man, for the Bills? Yeah, Don Beebe. Shoot.
Don Beebe ran the defensive lineman down for the Cowboys in the Super Bowl that year.
Leon Lett. I'll never forget that call. Oh, no, not Leon Lett. I will never forget that call, man. I think he had like 2 plays like that year. The game where BB ran him down, and I think that was the same year, or maybe it was the year after. He basically got the Dolphins that win on Thanksgiving.
Oh, the Thanksgiving, the field goal where he touched it.
Oh yeah, he touched the ball. Yeah. He touched the ball. Look, I still heard about that.
God,
that hurt X. That hurt X.
No, man, Deion had to run like his speed is amazing, though.
But that's what they say when you have the football speed, you got track speed. You know what I'm saying? it's different when you in the game. Like Dion in the game is probably the fastest ever we've
Big
seen.
difference.
You know,
Or him playing the World Series and then taking a football game and then taking a helicopter to play in the World Series. He was a solid baseball player. I mean, he wasn't as good as Bo Jackson, but he was good. He had a long career.
Yeah, Bo was just those two are the two you can say, man, probably the greatest athletes of all time. Bo Jackson and Dion.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, Bo Jackson, just the physicalness of him just has to give him the edge a little bit because.
Oh, without a doubt.
Bo was, man.
Did you guys remember the Foot Locker slam dunk
Especially his speed
contest?
Yeah.
Dion could really play some ball too. He was pretty good at the dunk contest.
Yeah, him, Michael Irvin.
But I remember
Shannon Sharp, not Shannon Sharp, the other one, Sterling Sharp.
No, but nobody could beat Mike Conley, the long jumper.
Yeah. Nobody could beat Mike Conley. Yeah, he was
because he could jump like beyond the free throw line and like actually have to slow down his jump, or he'd actually overshoot the rim. Ken Griffey was in that contest too.
Fort Myers is a sucky city, but it done turned out some gems. Every now and then, they spit out some diamonds, don't it, dog?
Yeah.
Plies, Dion, Philip Buchanan. Like, Fort Myers done put out some gangsters now.
Yeah, Herschel Walker, he was running for whatever he was running for in Georgia. So, they showing the 89 or 88 NFL fastest man thing. And they had Rod Woodson in there. They had Herschel Walker, Darryl Green. They had
Ron Brown from the Rams. He won an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, they had Ron Brown, man. And Herschel Walker ended up racing. No. I think it was Darryl Green versus Rod Woodson in the finals, and Darryl Green just like blew him out and then started jogging. And I was like, golly.
I remember Randall Hill made that contest one year.
Randall Hill. Randall Hill. Randall Hill was definitely a fast one.
That's what Richard Young did to Brandon
Cunningham was
Inniss.
fast too.
Willie Gault was fast. But Street, remember you asked that question on Football Field the other day, who's the fastest guy? And then I came out and said Daylight. Yeah, I said Daylight. That was the fastest guy I ever seen in my life. With my eyes.
That's the tweet I'm talking about. That's the tweet I'm talking about. That tweet got 10 million. Let me see if 9 million views or something crazy like that. 9.6. ESPN, you didn't see in the comment in the DM. ESPN contacted us. We could like DM ESPN now. They like follow us. They contacted us.
Oh wow.
I was like, nah. I was like, that ain't my video, but let's talk about this video y'all did steal. That's what I said. It was a Virginia video, but y'all had my voice on and y'all ain't pay me no credit. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. Daylight still the fastest I ever seen with my eyes. Like naturally, him. I think when I was coaching at North Miami Beach, when we played Killian and they had Lamar Miller. That was probably the fastest I coached the kids because he took a direct snap and he was gone. You know what I'm saying? When I blinked, he was in the end zone. I was like, well, hold on, how'd that happen? And looking at our team like, well, what y'all was doing? But they like, man, coach, that got fast.
He was smooth too when he would run.
Oh man, yeah, he
very
was
smooth runner.
Real smooth, man.
I remember Miami in the early 2000s had a guy by the name of Torrey Mitchell. He was a Butch Davis recruit, and he had Olympic world-class speed. He's out of Texas. And I guess 2 summers in a row, he got homesick, and he kept going back home. But he reportedly ran an electronically timed, like 4.2 or high 4.1. And everyone used to get excited on the message board, but he never actually played it down. And I remember another kid, I think he was a sprinter out of Cleveland. I think his name was LaTwan Anderson.
LaTwan Anderson, yeah. He didn't actually come. I don't think he made it. Did he make it?
He came.
No.
He came.
Oh, he came. Okay.
For about 15 minutes. Yeah, for about 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
And so, and like that's another guy that supposedly ran like a 4.2. Like everyone got excited, and he's like this urban legend. Like we always talk about Lamar Mundane or LaTuan Anderson. What could have been?
Yeah, you
Playground
can't forget
legend, man.
about Terrell Walden. Terrell Walden was actually faster than Devin Hester at UM. While they was at UM together, he was faster. He just kept getting hurt.
Really small. You know, Terrell Walden played in the California-Florida game the day before we won the national title. I remember Coach Solinger's friends and families. It was at El Camino Junior College, and it was a Cal-Florida game. And I remember it was Kareem Brown, Baratka Atkins, Terrell Walden, and a lot of guys that went to USC. And I remember I saw Devin Hester there at that game. He had an interception where he ran down the football. He actually outran a football in the opposite hash, and he took a kickoff return 95 yards. I've never seen a high school kid run like that because we had really good seats. He looked like a sports car. Like you just knew that guy was going places.
Kev, you remember Darryl Jones? Darryl Jones was super
Darryl
fast
Jones
coming
out of
high
Texas.
school, coming out of Texas. He played for that famous Dallas Carter team.
Yeah,
Real
I don't
fast
think.
coming
Well,
out of
yeah,
school.
he came. I think he came. I don't know if he went to that school. The Carter team that's really famous that did the 30 for 30. They're famous for Jesse Armstead.
Well,
and
no, he
Clifton
didn't play for
Abraham.
that. He didn't play for the same the era. He comes from the school. He played
Yeah,
at the
I
school.
think he's from Dallas. I know that. Yeah,
No, he played at Dallas Carter. He played in like 90. I think it was like 96.
yeah.
90, like 96,
his
97,
first
something
year
like that.
was 95 or 96. He was one of the first Butch Davis guys.
Yeah, he was real fast, but he got hurt and then kind of like lost his speed, lost a step, and then Andre Johnson came and that was it. That was history.
Hey, fellas,
Those
I gotta
guys ran
get to
track.
talking to you guys.
Go
I
ahead.
gotta get out of here, man. I'll keep listening. Appreciate you
All right,
guys.
All right, man.
All right, have a great night, guys. Have a happy New Year.
Take it easy, Kim.
Happy New Year.
Those
Yeah,
guys ran
yeah.
track back then, bro. I see Chris Johnson's gonna run track, right? Do
Yeah,
you
Chris
think the
Johnson
track?
said he's going to do it. I think
You think the track-
Jamari Brown said he's going to do it too.
You think the track helped them with the speed, or you think the guy was fast already?
Nah, track
It was
helps
just
them
running
with
track.
speed.
Track-
They were
track
fast
help
too,
you.
but track helps them a lot. Track helps them a lot too. Remember when we did the interview with Daylight, he was like, man, Santana Moss and Philip Buchanan, those guys was running track. And it was fast, but they just ain't had the track speed fast. Like, so.
Shout out to JK too. I saw the shot around 199 say, and Antoine Anderson running food trade. The boys in prison. Antoine Anderson in prison?
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Oh wow.
Is he?
I wonder if Chat GPT can identify how many people have transferred out of this school in like the last, let's just say, 10 years.
What school? UM?
Yeah, it would be astounding
Oh
how many
man,
guys.
we got over like 100. I could guarantee you that probably.
I feel like we probably lead like D1 in transfer amount.
Nah, I can't say that. I can't say we lead D1 because there's other schools that have numbers like that too. Especially after this year, man. Just looking at Texas A&M got like almost 28 players. That is
Okay,
crazy.
Yeah,
let me
28.
state this. Pre-transfer portal era, how many transfers do we have? We probably are out there. I think about some of the guys who could have been here that could have been legendary if they didn't have their head up their ass. One guy that comes to mind is guys like what's his name?
I think we one of the schools that lead with guys not getting into school because we had a lot of guys that wanted to come to U1, but we just couldn't get them in because of grades issues and stuff like that.
Yeah, didn't we lower the standard for athletes? Like, wasn't it like?
Yeah. We definitely did it. We definitely did that. But we still had some issues over the years with some players. Remember, LaShawn McCoy.
Yep.
Devin Hester, we had to send him to prep school first before he came. Greg Cooper, another one. So
Bobby Washington.
well, no, Bobby Washington, we just couldn't get him in. That was wow. That was a wild situation. With
Oh,
him,
I thought he had grades too. My fault.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was test scores with him.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
There was test scores with him. It was one of those situations where, they were like, "Hey, man, did you take this test?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay, well, you scored super high. How did you score this high?" You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, red flag. It ain't supposed to be that high. Test scores ain't supposed to be that high.
Yeah. Now we got 2 more Washingtons back in the fold.
Yeah, man, and I think Bobby probably could be one of the fastest players on the team coming in. Tony Gator was fast too, yeah.
You said Bobby as in the linebacker Bobby?
Yeah. Bobby as in 6'3", 215 linebacker Bobby.
Bobby
He's
fast.
faster than his brother?
Bobby
Yeah,
fast.
the brother, like the daddy even said it. The daddy like, yeah, man, Bobby faster.
That's crazy.
Yep.
When X compared him to Willie Williams, everybody thought X was crazy. I did too. Until we saw him run that boy down at Cardinal Gibbons and hit that running back.
And hit him, and
Everybody was like, whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. They're like, whoa, okay. Maybe X knows something. I'm like, I wasn't saying he's good as really. I never said that. I say, man, I just see a comparison, like how they play. They play aggressive and they fast.
See, here's the thing. If I had to guess, in the kids in the class who would have had trouble getting in, right? Kamani would claim would have been the last one on my mind, though.
Right.
But because of where he is, right? If I had to guess, I would probably say, man, get Bobby in now. You know what I'm saying? But because of where Kamani is, Gatorland, I just don't think those schools play equally fair.
Hell, I would have said
Nah.
Frankie Tenenlaw would have been the hardest to get in more than Cormani.
Frankie Tenenlaw, right?
He a whole lot foreign exchange to it.
Right.
Yeah, because he's coming from a different country, so you would think it would have been a whole lot harder for him to get in.
And Robbie and Bobby, they done been around so much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. They done had a couple
Yeah,
different
Robbie.
transcripts from different schools. But
Robbie done been played in Georgia. Was about to play in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Kamani right down the street. Can't get him here because he in Gator Town. Not saying Kamani did everything right. Just saying the people around Kamani ain't cooperating with Kamani. Especially if he was a Gator, he would have been in school by now. That's all I'm saying.
But Bobby and Robbie, they'll be in school in January. They supposed to be enrolling in January.
Hey, so remind me who the fourth. You said Robbie and Bobby, and then Mark Fletcher. Who was the fourth person that can't come in?
No. Okay, so the people who won't be in school on January is obviously Kamani, Frankie, the offensive lineman,
Private school kids.
Popo, Raul Aguro, Mark Fletcher, Damari Brown. That's about it. I think everybody else will be in.
Okay.
Popo, when we spoke to him on the space, he said he had some classes he had to finish, so he wasn't going to make it in on time, so he'll be in during the summer. Mark and Damari obviously are at Heritage. They can't go to school early. I don't know the Frank situation. Is that a private school he's at, Streeter?
Who?
Frank,
Yeah.
This a private school, LaSalle?
I think LaSalle is a private school, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a private school, so he can't get in early. And then, I missed out on Antoine. He's not coming in early. He don't need to. He's 16 years old, man. They're half for the school, man.
Twan not coming in early?
Nah. He's not gonna be able to enroll early.
Yeah, Twan got to get his stuff together, bro.
He's good. I mean, I don't know, man. He's 16, man. The kid was trying to rush to get out of high school.
We'll talk about Twan. We'll talk about Twan in the village section. So
that's the little homie though, but he cool. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody else, the offensive lineman, the offensive lineman, the ones that we went crazy for, Francis, Sampson, they'll be here. Tommy Kinsler will be here. Tripp will be here. The transfer from Alabama, he'll be here.
Isn't it a way to get around the private school stuff? Didn't somebody do that? Didn't somebody transfer out?
Certain schools. You can do it at Gulliver.
No, didn't the kicker transfer? Didn't the kicker leave
He
Chaminade?
left. He left Chaminade and went to what's the school?
Champagne
The school
Yacht.
Champagne Yacht. They was able to do that at Champagne Yacht because they were still operating on a public school transcript.
Right.
And I think you're able to do it at Gulliver. Gulliver is able to let you graduate early.
But listen, man, if y'all just getting in here, Ed Reed is headed to Bethune. We don't know who he's taking with him. We don't know who his staff is.
Hey, Street, I'm gonna head in the back, man. I'm gonna head out. I'll get some food,
Gotcha.
man. Talking.
Gotcha.
All right, man.
You about to get up out of here anyway, man. I was trying to put Ed Reed back up there, man. I'm telling you what happened to me. Who was the dude I put on the screen, man? Y'all all had a fit. Who was that dude, man?
Oh, that I have no idea. That I guess
Commercial break.
Twitter
Jaden
character.
Wayne and his family. Commercial break with Jaden Wayne and his family. Cloud, have mercy. Cloud.
Hey man, let me give a little bit basketball news, man. Isaiah Wong has been playing phenomenal, man.
He's gotten
You see the
stronger,
numbers he
bro.
been putting on?
I watched him play the other night, man. He got a lot stronger, bro. A lot stronger. His game got a lot better. I think we need that guy to score, bro. We need the guy from the NIL deal. We need him to step up and score more. They need one more scorer, I think.
Oh, we talk about the one that came from what was it, LA Tech or something like that?
Yeah.
Nah, he came from Kansas State.
Kansas State. Okay.
Yeah. I think they need him to step up and score a little more.
He needs to
Nah.
step up a little more. Okay.
He ain't doing nothing. He seemed like he's trying to feel his way out. Like he can't. He's a point guard. He seemed like he's trying to feel his way out. See where he fit in at.
Yeah,
They need
man.
one more
Isaiah
scorer.
Wong been playing real good, man. He been put. I think he's ACC Player of the Week or a month or something.
Warren
like
took the
that.
ball in his hand at the end of that game the other night. When that game got close, Warren took the ball in his hand and went to the board and was strong with the ball. Yeah, I was
And
like,
he
oh.
also gotten better with his jump shot. His jump shot looking a whole lot better this year too.
Warren elevated this game, though. Nigel Pack, Nigel Pack.
I just tweeted. I say, man, he looks like he about to play himself into a first round draft pick now because he.
We're going to cover some basketball. We're going to cover some basketball, man. Probably later in the season, we're going to get out there and cover some basketball. That game was lit the other night.
Did you see that question at the bottom? It said, who was faster out of Magic, Benton, or Omar Rowe? Wow. I think Omar Rowe was faster, though.
You think Omar was faster than Magic Ben?
Yeah. Because I seen him run by Magic in the game. Well, that was in high school. That was years ago. That was in like 93, 92.
Let's text Omar, see if he answers.
You know Omar gonna say yeah. He definitely ain't gonna say no. But listen. I remember that. I remember them games vividly, man. When Northern had to play the West, man, and they was like, "Oh boy, you got one of the best receivers in the nation, and you got one of the best defensive backs in the nation going at it." Yeah, it was fun, man. Matter of fact, I found the All-Star picture that all the guys from Northern played in with my brother in it.
You said they put in what?
I got the picture that they played in the Dave versus Broward
Yeah.
All-Star game. I got the picture with all the guys from Northern that was in it. Yeah, Omar Roll in it, Charles Wiley, Corey and Bryant. My brother was in it. Who else was in it? I think I put the picture in my closet, but I'll find it.
Johnny Law say Nigel Pack is a small two guard. Wong is a much better shot creator. I just think they need another shooter. I think Nigel may be one of the better. I just think they need somebody else to score a little more. But they look good the other night. They look good the other night. But that dang, who did they play? Who did they play the other night? Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia.
That damn Virginia team was tough.
The game that I was watching I watched the Virginia game. It looks like the point guard who starts the game, I forget his name, but when he's in the game, it looked like the offense is running smooth because he's constantly moving. And then when they take him out of the game, they get stagnated. They just start standing in place, and now they got to go to a traditional, let's run a play offense. So maybe that has to do something with it. I don't know.
Y'all beat out Gainesville that year state. Did they end up winning? Let's see.
Oh, I guess somebody had ended up blocking us or something on Twitter in Caneville because he was like, earlier when you put up a link, you was talking about Coach Ed Reed, and the dude was like, "Oh man, well the link keeps sending me to something on Google," and I was like, "Well, are you a member?" He was like, "No." I said, well, you gotta become a member. You're not getting no more free info. And he was like, "No thanks," and I was like, "Okay, well, you ain't getting no info."
They want everything free. He ended up blocking. He blocked us. What?
Yeah.
Time out. So you don't get one thing free, and you say, "I'm out of here."
Yeah,
I'm out of here. All y'all hard work should be free. Y'all hard work should be free at all times.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, "Whoa, you blocked us because of that? That was funny." But okay.
How you know he blocked us?
Keep going. Because somebody else just tweeted me and he started laughing, and then when I looked, I was like, "Oh, dang, he blocked us? Dang, that's crazy."
Oh man, yeah, nobody cares.
His name, I don't give him no promotion, whatever.
Yeah, you already giving him way too much pub. I don't even know why we're talking about this. Get on out of here, man. Y'all going on out of here. All right, I'm gonna let y'all. Let's get up out of here.
10:29 p.m.
All right, bro.
Yo, 786459499. Y'all just getting here, man. Ed Reed's headed to Bethune. We was hearing that Ed Reed wasn't completely happy at what was going on at Miami or his position at Miami. But now he's heading to Bethune. Not sure who he's taking with him. Not sure who's on his staff. Guess we'll find out shortly. Maybe 6 hours ago, he posted on his Instagram, "Oh, funny how life changes instantly," something like that. So shout out to Ed Reed. He'll be head coach at Bethune. Wish him good luck. Hope he could duplicate some type of form or revive Bethune back the way Jackson State did. I mean, the way Deion did Jackson State. He showed you the blueprint. I mean, all you got to do is kind of, sort of follow it. Has a lot to do with marketing and cameras and things of that nature. Shall I say Denzel Perryman story? Oh man, listen, man. Denzel Perryman story. Shall you remember? You not remember? Everybody going out of here now, dog. Well, I'll tell the Denzel Perryman story tomorrow, right? Somebody got to remind me, though, man. I want to get Duke Mom on here so she could tell it with me because she definitely was part of the story. All right, man. So don't put out tomorrow what you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. I'm D, and I'm out of here.